Hey, I'm Jiso, and for the sake of this video, I'm going to try my best to remain calm and reasonable. I tend to become emotional whenever I talk about games, especially when I talk about games I love, which just seem to do random, weird things. So, we're going to be chilling, and yeah, welcome to the Callisto protocol. They dropped a new update, and now we have hardcore mode along with a new outfit and some quality of life improvements. So together, in peace, we're going to go over all those changes they made to the game. Let's go. So, hardcore mode. It is not permadeath, it is just the maximum security difficulty, but on steroids because they made some tweaks. I'm going to go over them. First of all, ammo, health, and credits are harder to come by. So basically, you're going to have to use your stun button and your GRP even more. But there is a catch. Enemies are now stronger, they deal more damage, and your stun button deals less damage. So there is that. Contraband value is reduced, okay, and hardcore mode new game plus requires completion of standard hardcore. Oh, okay, I see. So basically, if you want to play new game plus in hardcore mode, you have to finish the game first in hardcore mode, and I think this isn't. It is fine, right? I think it's fair. They don't want you to be overpowered by the time you actually get into new game plus. I completely agree. It defeats the purpose. It defeats the purpose of hardcore mode if you just come and it's not hardcore. But there's just one tiny little problem. Actually, it is not tiny. It is huge. I'm happy to report that to this day, you still can't skip cutscenes. Yeah, you still can't. And at this point, I feel like they know that the community just wants that one thing, but they just don't want to do it for reasons I don't know about. Like I just don't know. I'm not a developer, but I'm pretty sure that's not the hardest thing to do, right? And they also dropped, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, they dropped new game plus, and they still didn't address that either. So basically they wanted people to have one playthrough, which was the one we all had before, and then new game plus, that's like a second one, and maybe a third one, especially if you miss some trophies, because I know some people had issues with trophies and they had a third playthrough, or maybe just wanted to max out your weapons for some reason. I'm not judging. I'm not sure. It's just that it's useless. So anyway, you had three playthroughs, and now they want you to have a fourth one and a fifth one. I'm like, you know what? It's okay. It's okay. They added new trophies too. It's okay. But they want you to also watch every single cutscene every single time over and over and over and over and over again. And I gotta say, when you care about your community, when you care about players and people who actually support the game, this is a terrible way, a very terrible way to show them that you actually appreciate the support. Like, it almost feels like they don't care. So I'm sitting here wondering, why should I care when they don't? Why should I care? I feel like I don't have to. I shouldn't. You shouldn't either. Like, the game isn't bad. It is just that they had terrible executions sometimes. But then they had the opportunity to rectify the wrongs. But now it just feels like they just don't care. And why? I just don't understand. So here's the thing. This game is notorious for wasting your time. Remember all those instances where you had to crawl or shimmy 20 times in less than 2 hours? Or the fact that there was sometimes you will press a button to open the door, but then the moment he will go to open the door, he will just pause so that you can press yet another button just to confirm if you wanted, just to make sure that you actually wanted to open the door. Now, once in a while, that's okay. 3 times in a row. See, this is where I draw the line. Like, this game is very tedious, and when you take the little things, like all those little things which don't work, and you pull them together, it becomes this big thing which just doesn't work. When you look at the big picture, the Callisto protocol could have been so much more. And again, they had the potential, they had the ability to again rectify what they did wrong, but they're not doing that. I'm going to talk about the audio logs. I never understood why we couldn't just listen to audio logs while playing the game, like the way it should have been, like the way it has been in gaming for almost forever. I never understood why we just couldn't do that in this game. So when they announced, when I actually updated the game, because I didn't know like an update was coming out, when they updated the game, I was eager to yet again see what they addressed in this update. I'm happy to report that we still can't listen to audio logs while playing the game. Now you can do that, but there used to be a workaround. We found a way to do that. Before, whenever you were listening to an audio log in the menu and you would press pause and then press continue, somehow the game would just work. In the audio log would just work the way it was intended, right? It would just play while you're playing the game, which is great because now you get to do 2 things at once. But now they fixed it. They broke it. Like, now no matter what you do, you have to sit in the menu. Like, just think about it. The cutscenes, like skipping the cutscene, no, that's off limits. Like, they want you to watch those things. But when we actually did find a way, a workaround to make, like, again, we didn't try to break the game. It's not like a game breaking thingy. No, we're just trying to play the game while listening to audio logs, and they patched it. See, these right there, that thing right there that they did, it really, really pissed me off. It pissed me off because it showed that they don't care about the player experience. They don't care about they don't care about you at all. They don't care about you, they don't care about me, they don't care at all. Because why take out something which was useful? It's not like you could kill people with one shot. No, we were just able to listen to an audio log while playing the game. Okay, I'm getting a bit emotional again. Let me just... So, it wasn't a game-breaking feature. It wasn't even a feature. It was just something we were doing so that we could play your game. But then you decided that that was too much, that was off limits, and you took it out. This is the reason why I would never ever go easy on the Callisto protocol, because they have the opportunity to fix things, to address things, but what do? They ignore the community. Whenever people ask for being like imagine they want you to play the game 5 times in a row and never skip the cutscenes 5 times, because they added some new trophies. They added trophies for hard mode and hardcore, new game plus. Like, they have 2 trophies for hardcore. They want you to play like twice after you already played like twice. So they just want you to just keep watching the game over and over and over again. And you know what? Everything you were doing to have a better time, an easier time, they're taking those things out. So at the end of the day, I'm just here sitting here wondering why on earth would anyone want to play the game, especially right now. Why would you want to? If you finish the game once, why would you want to try hardcore? Because it's hard? Or you think this game is hard? Like, I'm sorry to break it to you, but this game was never hard, and it will never be hard. No matter what they do, it will remain that way unless they actually change the core mechanics of this game, something I don't think they will do. And here's the thing, the system, the way the combat works in this game is turn based. It means that the enemy is going to attack, and then it is your turn to attack. What some people don't understand is that, well, you do need to wait for the enemy to be done. Something they don't do, and then they realize that they get hit while they're trying to hit enemies. And I understand that there is some clunkiness to this whole system, because sometimes the enemy can disappear from the field of view and be behind you, but you can now turn and face them because the one in front of you is trying to hit you, and the whole thing is a mess, because then you cannot target enemies. It's going to assume who you want to hit. Anyway, it is complicated, but it isn't hard. Like, it is very simple, and once you understand it, trust me, hard mode, hardcore, impossible, it is super easy. You'll be able to cruise through the game the same way you did before. It is just that now, because they nerfed the stun button, is going to take longer, right? Again, I actually made a video recently about how games in general just assume that developers just don't understand that there is a difference between making a game hard and making a game tedious. They just don't understand that. And whenever they try to make a game hard, they end up just breaking the experience. And the same applies to the Callisto protocol. It feels like every single time they try to do something, they actually break it. I just don't understand. And to this day, their version of New Game Plus is still the worst one I've seen in a long time. And I've seen indie games with less money do way better. I don't know if you played Kenna Bridge of Spirits. That game took like what, a year to deliver New Game Plus, and I'm going to bet that every single person who actually played New Game Plus for that game was satisfied. It almost felt like the whole game was new, was fresh, because they added things. They took the time to do that. They didn't just make something for the sake of making something. And that's a criticism I'm going to hold every single time about the Callisto protocol. They're just doing things with no substance, with no soul. I don't understand that. They want you to go in hardcore mode, but they're going to nerf you so that every single fight is longer. Not harder, because again, it is the same system. They are swingers. They're going to swing left and right. What don't you understand there? Again, it is so simple, but they just want to make it harder by making it more tedious. Why? I don't understand. Why nerf something? Well, if you want to increase something, it has to be. I don't understand a lot of decisions, and I feel like they just don't care. And again, why should I? Why should I play this game for the third, fourth time if there is no benefit to it? I'm not even having fun. That's the thing. That's the very first thing you have to check on the list. Is it fun? It is not. Maybe you're having fun, like not being able to skip cutscenes and having to shimmy 10 times in a row. That's good for you. I'm built different. I guess I'm built different. So that's it for the video. I actually think I managed to stay calm and reasonable, and that actually deserves a like. 2 likes even. Jesus Christ. I thought I was going to go and start crying, or you never know when it comes to games. This game is like 70 or 60. It's like AAA territory, but they don't behave like AAA studios. They just behave like people who just don't care. And I'm like, I'm just sitting here again thinking, if they don't care, why should we? Why? Maybe that's something you can find an answer to. As of right now, I'm out. Peace.